Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here. Recently I reached 8,000 subscribers. A huge, awesome thank you to everyone that subscribed to my channel. It means so much to me. How am I going to celebrate this occasion? Well, there's actually a cult classic movie from Disney that I've never watched. So let's review it. That movie being Tron.
Kevin Flynn is a talented software engineer who used to work for a company called Encom, but now owns his own video game arcade. His former employer, Ed Dillinger, has plagiarized Kevin's games, taking credit for them to boost Encom's success. To protect his corporation's system, Dillinger has installed a powerful software called Master Control, but Master Control has grown tired of working with humans and wants to rule the world. With help from two other engineers called Alan and Laura, Kevin tries to hack into the Encom computer, only to be digitized into the computer's world, which is an entire civilization under the thumb of Master Control, who forces programs into playing video games to the death for his entertainment. While in the computer, Flynn befriends a group of programs who want to take down Master Control, including a skilled security software designed by Alan called Tron, and a program created by Laura named Yuri. Can our heroes pull their mission off, or will evil triumph?
Now, this movie is a time capsule into the 1980s, so the special effects definitely look of its time.
However, when the movie was released, it blew people away, because they had never seen anything like it before. I can see why. The entire computer world in this movie looks like an 80s video game in the third dimension, which must have been jaw-dropping to witness in a decade when 3D CGI was a little baby. But even though the film is stuck in the 80s, I can't deny how unique it looks. It has a visual style that is immediately recognized as the film's own imagination. It also left such an impression on the zeitgeist that many filmmakers have tried to imitate or parody it. It's that influential. It's also a really ambitious movie, as it combines live action, hand-drawn animation, 3D CGI, and rotoscoping to tell its story. No one was trying to produce a movie like this at the time, so the filmmakers could come up with their own techniques, making for a highly original and experimental production.
Also, even though the movie is using primitive 3D CGI technology, it doesn't let that restrain its imagination. The animators could have just had box walls for all the locations in the film, but no, they didn't. They fought against their disadvantages.
The world of this computer is amazingly detailed and expanded. Every area presents a new look, with a variety of shapes and colours. Some sets help to create a prison-like atmosphere, others look more organic, and there's even places that are surprisingly beautiful in a haunting sort of way. But the question is this movie all style and no substance? Well, I do feel as if the story isn't very remarkable. The tale of a heroic band of rebels going on an adventure to save a world from a dark tyranny is as cookie-cutter as you can get.
Most sci-fi and fantasy movies of this era have this story formula. Star Wars, The Dark Crystal. So I can't really say that the narrative is anything special, or as risky as the technology being used to tell it.
The best scenes in the film are when we get to see characters playing video games on the grid, as there's a fun charm to them, but unfortunately these games are actually a very small part of the film and don't last very long. Most of the film centers on our heroes escaping the arena and heading to Master Control's hideout, which can all be summed up as an overlong chase sequence.
Sure, this extended chase sequence between the rebels and Master Control's minions can sometimes be livened up by scenes like Flynn hijacking his ship to get around, or cyber insects being sent to attack our heroes, but no set piece comes close to matching the awesomeness of anything that's on the game grid. The light cycle, race, disc arena, and ring game may look like simple challenges, but there's a reason why these scenes have become so iconic. They look like familiar classic video games brought to life. That's why people love them so much.
Are the characters anything exceptional though? Well, Tron is a stock hero protagonist with the simple traits of being brave and strong, and Yuri is your token female lead, who is just kind of there. She exists.
Yes, these characters are programs, so it kind of makes sense that they would be this calculated and formulaic, but they still got to be engaging, as they're the stars of the movie, the characters we're supposed to enjoy following and care about.
However, Flynn has personality and dimension. He's a little cocky and has a mouth on him, but he is sympathetic to others and looks out for his comrades. Although I'd say that most of Flynn's charm comes from actor Jeff Bridges' natural charisma more than the character himself.
Hey! Hold it right there! Yes. What do you mean, yes? Yes. Is that all you can say? No. Oh, anything else? Yes. Positive and negative, huh? You're a bit. Yes.
While there's nothing that original about an evil being that wants to rule the world, the Master Control program is very intimidating, thanks to his strikingly menacing design and David Warner's sinister filtered voice.
Commander, you've enjoyed all the power you've been given, haven't you? I wonder how you'd take to wicking in a pocket calculator.
We did take care of that user you sent us.
Incompetent Zero, now you've got 2 renegade programs flying all over the system in a stolen simulation.
We'll get them. It's only a matter of time.
You've almost reached your decision gate, and I can't spare you any more time. End of line.
I can't say that Tron has no substance at all though. There's some poignant depth and underlying themes going on here. As dated as the movie can be sometimes, its exploration into technology culture is surprisingly timeless. Many ideas and images from the computer world can be mirrored against the real world, reminding audiences that computer softwares have a human quality to them because they were made by living, breathing people. The cages for the programs are reminiscent of the office cubicles at Encom, the computer world's lights and colours look like a city at night, the identity discs that characters carry can be seen as metaphors for floppies, CDs, hard drives, items that hold people's personal info. And the programs are played by the same actors who portray the humans who made them. Many of these juxtapositions are intentional philosophies on computing, but others show that this movie has a spooky ability to foreshadow technology of the future.
Also, there's no denying how this movie can definitely connect to people working in computing. Not only does it speak their language, but it also empowers them. Sometimes people working in this field do feel underappreciated.
Maybe they're not getting the credit they deserve, or perhaps the higher-ups doubt that technology can achieve certain things, or they could be struggling to warn the public about the potential dangers of technology, as they know about computers more than anyone. And here's a movie that empowers scientists, video game makers, engineers, letting them feel like heroes of their own story. To conclude, Tron might be a product of its own time, but it's a testament to how filmmakers can take advantage of limitations, and there's nothing else quite like it in terms of artistic style. Its story may be uninspired, and not many of the characters are interesting enough to follow, but Jeff Bridges and David Warner bring some energy to the one-dimensional script, and the filmmakers were trying to say something deep. It's a landmark movie in terms of visual effects history, and you can tell that the filmmakers saw it as a personal passion project and set their heights very high. So, what do you think of Tron? Let me know in the comment section below. I've been Jambareeqi, and again, a huge thank you to everyone that subscribed and helped me to reach 8,000 subscribers. Now, you're probably wondering what I think of Tron's sequel, Tron Legacy. I've not actually seen it, but when I reach 9,000 subscribers next year, I'll happily review it to celebrate. Cheerio, folks.